Hello friends, my name is Vinod. Welcome to VR Technosoft. So in this video, I'm going to explain about how we can able to write dynamic SQL queries and what is the scenarios which will go for writing these dynamic SQL queries and all. So now let me just explain you how we can able to write it. So I'll just take one of the table from this particular database here Technosoft. So this database contains all AdventureWorks tables, and I'll pull one table here, that is production dot the product table. And when I'm executing this query, I'll definitely get some results at whatever we have saved inside the table. Now for an example, if I want to get another table data, so what we will do is we'll again write one more query. So like select star from, let's say I'm just pulling other table data, that is sales order details. Now what we are trying to do to retrieve the other table name, so we are again writing the select star from, then table name, and we are just typing the table and retrieving the data. Now if you observe here, the similarities between these two tables will be like the select star from, and the only change here is schema name as well as my table name. Now what we are trying to do, so instead of so whenever I am writing the second query, so again I am starting from select star from, even though it is a similar thing. So we are again writing and then we are keeping the different table name here. Now instead of writing this is a static query. So static in the sense, once you keep your schema name and the table name, so it will be always fixed until unless you go and change that. Now what we can do is by using a dynamic SQL, so we'll just put this select star from as a static because it is a fixed for both the queries, because these are the two similar these are the similarities between the two queries, and the only change is table name, right? So we can just pass these table names dynamically. This is where your dynamic SQL will come into the picture. Yeah. So I'll just show you a quick example for this. Let me declare a variable. Let's say declare at the rate of, to pass this table names dynamically. I'm just declaring one table, sorry, one variable here. My variable name, just I'll mention it as at the rate of table name, and as it contains characters, I'll go for varchar of, let's say, 100. And I'll also put, for an example, set at the rate of table name equals to, and for an example I'm passing whole my schema name along with my table name in this particular variable, and we'll see how we can able to write a dynamic SQL. Now for an example, to make dynamic SQL, what exactly we'll do is, so here select star from is similar between these two queries, right? So what I will do is to make it up to this one static, so we have to put that in a single quote so that it will act like a static query. So select star from, so up to this, so whatever we have written, select star from, this is a static because these are the similarity between these two queries. Now what is the change over here? My table name, right? So my table name, from where I am reading, so from my table, my variable. So now what I will do is I'll just concatenate this particular table name over here. So to concatenate this, we'll just need to put a plus symbol and call that variable over here. That's it. And make sure that, so whenever you are writing this select star from on keeping the single quotes, so there should be a some one, at least one space between your table name and then your static query, because if you see here, so between from and the table name there should be at least one space. If you are not giving any space, it will be taking this entire thing will call as a table. That is wrong. So that's the reason, so we need to give one space, at least one space between your from and the variable. Now now what will happen is, so if you try to execute this, definitely it will throw an error. So let me show you. See here it is showing that, so incorrect syntax near the select star from. So why this error is happening means, so so as it is a static and we are concatenating this with a variable, so we cannot directly go and concatenate it. So because we have to store this particular entire query in a variable, and we have to re-execute the entire query. So then only it can able to concatenate. So it is not just something like your select query. It's a combination of like both static and the variable. So if you simply want to execute this, definitely it won't execute. So now this entire query you have to execute by using exec command. So let me show you that exec of and the select statement and brackets. So by using this statement, when you execute it, what will happen means, so now whatever it is there in the single quote, it is just select star from your select star from, and in the variable we have this production dot your product table, right? So that will also come and sit over here, and this execution statement. So what exactly it will do is it will execute the whole query, and then it will give you the total output. So this is how you need to execute the dynamic SQL. This is one of the way to execute. The another way of execution is, so instead of directly executing this variable, this statement by using exec command, there is another way of execution. So what you can do is just copy the entire query. I'll just comment it out this exec command. Now just I store this entire query in a variable again. So to store that in a variable, we need to declare another variable called, let's say I'm just considering it as at the rate of SQL code, because we are saving the entire code, right? Select statement. So I'm just declaring one variable here with varchar of max. So why I am keeping max means, so generally in the real time and all, people we used to go for this max functionality, max in a varchar. Why? Because here we don't know how much query we are going to write here. So that's the reason. So people will most probably keep it as a max. Now what I will do is I'll just store this entire query in my SQL. This variable set at the rate of SQL code equals to, now just write the entire query and place it over here. Now what will happen means, when you execute the entire query along with your declare statement, now it will compile this query like select star from, and this value also will getting passed over here, and finally this variable stores a select query. Yes, so let me show you. So will also, we can also see what is exactly stored this variable. So to see that, either we can go for a select statement or we can go for a print statement. Let me print and we'll see what exactly it has been saved. So I'm not executing the this select statement now. Just I'm keeping the select statement, whatever we have write it in a dynamic way, and keep it in a variable. That variable information we are just printing. Now, if you see, this is what it is printing. So select star from production dot and product. So now what happens with the single quotes means, so when you write something like, for an example, select, let's say when you put select star from, so any table name, so let's say product, and when you put single quotes here, so what will happen with the select statement? So it will be giving the result set like this. These codes will gone, yes, and then finally it will retrieve the whatever the characters we are providing there. So it will just retrieve that particular information. So here also already one single quote is there. So here also one single quote, and when you pass this particular table name over here, so all the single quotes will get cancelled. So then finally it will get only the select query over here. Now when I'm printing this one, you can see the same select statement, and there is no single quotes here, because you cannot put single quotes while executing a SQL query, right? So SQL Server will remove that single quotes. So because all these are varchars, right? It just removes all the quotes and it will give you the plain query to execute. Now it is not executed; it's just giving a select query. Now if I want to execute this query again, what you can do is, now again you can go for a exec command. Now what you can do is simply exec. Now you no need to put your select query here, as we already stored this select statement in a variable. Now you have to execute that variable exec and then variable name. Now let me execute the whole query and execute it. See, now it's execute the select query, whatever table we have provided, and it has been given the uh, the respective output. Now, why I am calling this as a dynamic SQL means, so now in place of table, in place of this table name, that is the variable name, I'm not going to write again select star from here. I'll just put maybe another table name, that is sales or the details, and I'm not going to change any of my code. Just I'm just putting my table name in the variable new table name, and let's see. See, now this is giving the sales are the details. So which means I'm just changing my table name through a variable, or I'm just passing a table name through a variable, and my select query will my select query I have put it as a static, and table name it will take it as dynamic, and it will get execute, and finally we'll be getting the result set. Yeah, obviously people will think like yeah, it is a simple select query, so we can, it's a fraction of it's a minutes of time or seconds of time to write a single select statement. So why do we need to put a only why do we need to go for SQL in this case, as it is a simple select statement? So yeah, yes, it is a simple select statement for this particular example. There are more scenarios. Let's say you are joining 100 tables, and for an example, you're keeping a where clause. Now your client is giving a different values to your query. Now that point of time, so if I need to pass dynamically values to my where clause, so that point of time, so you cannot keep on sitting and writing the whole query, right? All joining all the 100 tables and again writing where clause. So that is not simple. So to store the complex queries, so and whatever static query is there, we'll keep it in a dynamic SQL, and whatever dynamic values we need will just pass through a variable like this. So this is just an example, a sample example to show how a dynamic SQL will work. Yeah. Now we'll go for a simple example now. Now my requirement over here is, for an example, my client will pass, let's say, the schema name, and he'll also pass the table name, also pass the column name, whatever he required, and also he'll pass values as well for my where class. Yeah, so it can be a single value, it can be a multiple, whatever it is. Now whatever he'll pass based upon these input values, so I just need to retrieve the data. Yeah, so this is what my requirement. So as my schema name and table name and column name values is passing dynamically, definitely we need to write a dynamic SQL here. So there is no other way to write it. Yeah, and I'll just also create a simple store procedure for this to write a dynamic SQL. So create producer, and I'll keep my producer name is STP. STP is nothing but store producer. So underscore dynamic SQL task, and open brace and close brace. And as they're saying, these are all input parameters and input values which is providing by the client or the other developers, whatever it is. So I'll just keep all these variables, all these values as input parameters, and we'll also keep the respective data types. Let's say my schema name, I'll keep it as varchar of 100, and then my table name also varchar of 100, column name value varchar of 100. And see, there are two things here. So value, it can be a character, or it can be a integer also. So let me show you both the things. We can sometimes we'll keep varchar for one particular execution. For the other execution, we'll keep the integer, and we'll see what is the difference between those two. So as of now, I'll go with maybe integer value they are providing. Based upon that, we'll search it. Now, as begin. So first, as we know, we are writing a dynamic SQL. Let me declare a variable that is at rate of SQL or at rate of SQL code. So SQL or SQL code, and I'll make it as varchar of max. Yeah. Now, we'll write our dynamic SQL inside this variable, and then later on we'll go and execute it. So set at the rate of SQL equals to equals to, and we'll just keep all the static thing. So in a select query along with where class, whatever static keywords are there, we'll keep it in a single quotes, and whichever it is passing through a variable, we'll just allocate that variable values. So just see, I'll just start it with a quote. Now select and start from, up to this it is dynamic. So I have given again a space here. So up to it is a dynamic query, right? Now what they said is, so they are passing a schema name here. So for my table, so dynamically they are passing a schema. So based upon the schema, I need to get the result set schema and the table and all. So now before the table, your schema will come, right? Now what you need to do is, you cannot keep your variable inside this dynamic SQL because it's a variable, right? So it cannot read it directly. So it's considered it is as a keyword. So this is wrong. So now to allocate that variable names, so we need to put plus, and then we need to keep that this schema name whatever we require. Now generally your query will flowing like this: select star from, and your schema name, so production dot, let's say product. So let me keep like this. So production dot product. Now if you see, the schema name is comes under this particular variable, and between the schema name and table name there is a dot. Now dot is always static, right? So there won't be any change, so it won't come as any commas or semicolons and all. So always it will be a dot. Now it's a static. Now to keep this dot as a static, what we need to do is, now you need to put again plus. Why? Because so this variable should be in between your plus symbol. Yeah, so because we are concatenating this value. Now as your dot is a static value, again start off with this single quote, because this single quote is ends over here, right? So again you cannot again begin with either of any single quotes or anything. So now again what you need to do is, to keep this dot as a static, you need to again start with one more single quote here, and dot. Now again this will get end. Why? Because my table name again it is passing through a variable, so it is dynamic, right? So you cannot keep your table name over here directly, so it's wrong. So what you need to do is, you just close your single quote and keep less. So again this is static, and whatever you're going to pass now through a variable, that is dynamic. Yeah, so now keep it as a variable, and that is dynamic. Now sometimes what will happen is, so when they are passing the schema names, when they are creating schema names and all, there will be spaces. Sometimes it will be like that. Even your table also may contain these spaces. So that point of time, we'll just provide the brackets over here, right? So the HISA will just mention the brackets, open and close brackets, for each and every schema and each and every table. Now we'll also keep like that. So anyway, we don't have any spaces for schema and table name, but still we'll keep that. Yeah. Now where exactly we need to keep it over here? So just see, before this where schema name. So as this open brace is always static, what you need to do is, after from, you can just keep it. So you can write, you can simply initially you can write static queries. Based upon that, you can build your dynamic query. So later on it will be habitual for you, so it will be easy also. Now this open brace has to end before this dot now. So just before this dot, make sure it should be within the single quote, and it should get end. Now again for product table also, so it starts after the dot, then again it has to plus, and then again single quote, and then close bracket. So why? Because it started with single, it is started here the single quote, right? It ended over here again. Now we are keeping a dynamic table name here, and now again this closed bracket is a static value, right? Now it should start with a single quote. Now it should again end with a single quote. So this is how you can write a static the dynamic SQL. Yeah. Now whichever it is static, you need to put it in a single quotes, and whichever it is coming from a variable, you just need to concat by using a plus symbol, and yeah, that is how you need to go for. Now this is a simple select query, but they are also mentioning that they will pass a particular column name and the value as well. So based upon that, we need to also do the filtration. So let me write a static query, and then based upon that, we'll build a query. So as of now, there is no spaces, right? So my query will come like this. Now, where for an example, we have a column name called name. So product name equals to single quote, and let me pass some product name. Let me check. So copy and then just paste it over here. And so now when you see, you will get this data, right? And this is a static query. We'll just keep this as in a dynamic. Now again, see here. So once so if you observe here, now till here it is dynamic, right? Till this table name. Now your close bracket and then where till where, so it will be static, right? So only the dynamic here is the column. Now what you can do is, even you can include your where class, you can include your where class in a static query. So which means here you can just give a space, because you no need to again do plus, again you no need to write a where class here. You can write like this also, there won't be any problem. But as it is already a static value is there, so we just keep there is a space there and keep where. Yeah, and then one more space here, because between your column name and where class there is a space here. And then your column name, now your column name, they're saying that it should again comes from your variable. It's a dynamic value, right? And do plus. So you cannot directly call this variable after this semi, right? Single quote. So always you need to put plus to concatenate that value. That is mandatory always. Just do remember that. And then we just write the query in the below line to make it simple. Now after that, there is a equals to. It is very important to maintain everything. Like in a query, when you are writing any operator or single quote, whatever it is, so you have to maintain it properly. Yeah. So now here your column name comes. Now again plus. So after column name, there is a equals to operator. Now let's say the equals to operator is also fixed as of now. Now to make it static, again you should start with single quote and then dot. So not dot, equals to, and then single quote. Yeah. So whenever you are keeping any static, start with single quote and end with single quote. That is mandatory. Yeah. And then again plus. Now even this value also comes from where, from a variable they're saying, right? So just copy this variable, that is value, and keep it over. Yeah. So now I just want to mention one point here. I just took an example here, name column, and my data type here it is varchar. But here I just pass the column as a dynamic, and I'm also considering my value data type is integer. Okay, so which means when the client is passing, so he should always pass this column that is an integer data type, because my value also integer. Yeah. Yeah, here also we have mentioned it is as a varchar. Why? Because so the column name is a varchar, but whatever inside data, it should be an integer. That is the meaning of that. Don't think that we need to mention integer data type over here. Yeah. So as the column name is a character here, so for that we are mentioning a varchar here, right? Now here the value, where whatever you are passing over here, so it is an integer. So make sure it should, both should be in a same data type. If it is a different data type, yes, obviously we need to do something for that. And let's see what exactly it is. Yeah. Now this value is coming from this particular variable. Now this is your value. As of now it is a character. Let's consider it is an integer, and this much query is enough to crack this particular task. Yeah. And yeah, now we'll also do one thing. Now as we need to see this, what exactly query it is returning in the output before executing this. So let's print this variable, print this variable. Now I'll just create one more requirement to make it the debug process is easy. So what I will do is I'll just declare one more variable at the rate of debug, and I'll also mention varchar of. Okay. Now what I will do is, so if so whenever you are debugging, so what will happen means I'll just put a if clause here. If my debug equals to s, which means we are debugging the procedure, which means I don't want to execute the procedure. I just need to see what exactly has been allocated query inside this variable. Yes. So that what will happen? So if I pass yes, which means I am not executing the stored procedure, which means I am not expecting the result set in the output, but I am expecting the values which is stored in the variable. Yeah. So if I put no for an example, else I'll go for else case, else, or we can put another if clause here. If my debug equals to no, so which means we are not debugging, we are executing the store portion now, correct? So which means these whatever the query we have stored in this, I just need to print this. I just need to execute that. To execute that, as I already told you, we need to use exec command and just keep open and close brace for that. Yeah. So even though if you are not providing open close brace, that's fine, but it's better to provide it. And let me also put begin and end classes over here, and even for this if class as well. So we can keep either if, or we can also keep either else block. Either way it is fine. Now, now I'll also put one more end. Why? Because here we have a begin statement, right? Now in your store poser, if you have multiple begins and all, just keep this is your first begin, and here you can keep end, and this for this end also you can keep one. So because when you just press this drill down option, so you can able to see, so for this particular begin if there is a end is there or not. So when you click on this, see, you can see there is a end block. Yeah. Because in the real time class and all, if there are multiple begins and if you are missing to keep the end classes, so you cannot able to create your store user. It will keep on throwing error. Yeah. So now, let me explain the debug thing once again. So here, why I am keeping this debug mode is, so whenever I am executing a store procedure, I don't want to execute the SQL code whatever we have stored here. If I'm putting no, yes, sorry, if I'm putting yes, so I want to just see whether my query is correct. When I'm passing a yes, I'm just debugging my store procedure. I'm not executing it. Yeah. So if I put no, then so I'm really interested to execute the query whatever inside it, and then we can go and execute the query. Finally, we'll get some result set. Yeah. So first we'll see whatever query we have written over here, whether it is proper or not. Yeah. So we'll go for a debug process first, and then we'll go if it is proper, and if we are getting proper select query inside this variable, and we'll go and execute it. Yeah. Now let me create my procedure, and it is saying that must declare at the rate of SQL. Okay. So we have declared a variable here. So declare at the rate of SQL varchar of max, but still it is asking to create one more variable. But let's see. Let me create again the store process. Yeah, it's created. Why? Because maybe I have selected this variable, then I have executed the button. That's why it is asking to declare it. Yeah. Yeah, this kind of errors is common. Yeah. So now let me create an execution statement to execute my procedure. So exec procedure name, and we'll also copy all the variables to pass values, and I'll keep it over here, and I'll just put as equals to, let me pass one by one. So let's say my the schema name is production, first as production, and then my table name, let's say product table. So you can pass anything, no problem. Yeah. So then yeah, there is a comma is missing there, so it is throwing an error, comma, and then my column name. So let's query the table, and you can select any column out of the table because everything is dynamic now. So select star from production dot product. Yeah. So so we have some name, column, product number, everything is there, right? So okay, so for an example, let me take the product ID as of now. So I just need to pass the column name as product ID, and then it's not case sensitive. So SQL is not case sensitive. You can pass anything, and then value. So you can just set up any value out of this product ID. Yeah. So let me pass this value as a 356. And if you do remember, so I have given the value as an integer data type. Yeah? Let me also pass only integer number without quotes. Yeah, and then comma, and I don't want to execute my store poser with this exe command. I just want to print my statement to see whether it is properly I have written or not, because it is a simple query, might be it is right. If it is a very complex query and all, sometimes we may miss that single quotes and all, so that your query will be not proper, so it won't get executed, it will keep on throwing it. Yeah, so always it's better to go for a print statement. Let's go for debug easier. I'm debugging it, I'm not executing. Yeah, so s, so now it is saying that, see, conversion failed when converting varchar value, so select star from production dot product. So which means, let's copy the entire query here. It is saying some conversion issue. So whenever I'm doing, I'm getting definitely some errors and all. It's better to get errors to rectify, and so that people can easily understand this kind of errors, how we can able to resolve. Yeah. So now it is saying that select star from my table name and then product table, and then where column name equals to value. So now what value it is passing here? It is 356, right? Through a variable, correct? Now, when you see, just remember, this is very important point. When you are writing any dynamic SQL here, make sure that everything should be in a character. Then only it can able to concatenate. Let it be whatever values inside that column, that is fine. But while writing the dynamic SQL, just make sure all the variables, whatever you are passing, it should be a characters. Yeah. So now if you see, the schema name is character, this is also character, your select star from is a character, and your open close brace is also character, where class also is a character. Yeah, and your column name is also a character. When it comes to value, it's an integer. Yeah, value, maybe the value number is integer, that's fine, but this should be always character, because while concatenating these, definitely all the variables should be in a character type, then only it can able to concatenate. That is what it is throwing an error. So conversion failed when converting varchar, so which means, so it is converting the whole query to save it into this variable. It is converting the whole query into character, as this value is an integer, so it cannot able to concatenate that into a select query. Yeah. So what you can do is, don't change this integer data type. So what, let it be, they are passing a 356 like this. So now what you need to do is, these 360 356, so we need to pass like a character. To pass it as a character, what we can do is, so we can just simply convert it as a varchar, that's it. Yeah. So because we should not ask client to change the parameters, right? So they are kind of a fixed parameters always they are giving. Yeah. So we'll just make sure it is an integer only while passing. But while writing the dynamic SQL, make sure whatever variable you are passing dynamically, all the variables should be character data type. Even though it is integer, try to make or convert it into the varchar data. It can be a float, or it can be an integer, it can be a varchar, sorry, it can be a any date data type. Still you have to convert into date. This is very very important point when you are writing a dynamic SQL. So I'll just convert this value into varchar. It will be a 356 only, but it will just convert into single quote, that is into character, and just convert it. And let me alter my store poser, and I'm re-executing it. So let's see now it is proper, right? So select star from my production, and where product equals to, now all the single quotes will be gone. So when it is printing the value, when it is storing into a variable, all the single quotes will get cancelled by the SQL server. and it gives only the plain select query. Yeah, so now you can just see whatever it is giving is proper or not. Yeah, we are getting a proper result set now. Correct. Now what you can do is, instead of debugging, let's go and execute my query, and I'll just pass no over here, and we'll see whether we are getting a proper result set or not. Yes, we are getting a proper result set. Now I just want to see, like, if I pass another table through a column, all those stuff, will my procedure will work or not? Yeah, and instead of writing whole query, select star from your where class, all those stuff, yeah, simply we can pass these schema names, all those things, and we'll see whether it will give the proper result. I'll go for another table. Let's say sales are the details. In this table, let me go with yeah, my schema name is sales, and then sales are the details, and column name I just want to search on basis on, let's say, the sales order ID, and then just pass my sales. You need to pass a proper column names here, and then here it will be, let's say, the exact matching record you need to pass. And let's print this, so which means let's go for debug process. Yes, before executing it. Yes, now the query is proper. Let me go with no, and you can see all the values with respect to this cells are right. So now if you see, I'm not again and again writing the select query here with your where class. Simply I'm passing my schema name, my table name, column name, and the value, and with respect to I'm getting the data. Yeah, so it's a simple query, I know. So when you're writing a complex queries, so then you will become to know what is the usage, main usage of your this dynamic SQL. So maybe in the next video I'll just go and show you a very complex query, so that you can able to understand what is the complexity, and where exactly we can use this dynamic SQL and all. Yeah. Now I'll just change other column here. Now let me go with the career tracking query, sorry, career tracking number. So it's a different column, which means it's a different character, different data type, right? So this is a varchar data type. Let me pass that column. Yeah, and I'll we need to pass a value here, right? Now in place of value, so I'm just passing single quote, because it's a character. There is a hyphen is there, there is a C also there, right? It's a character. Now my procedure is expecting integer, but I am passing this value as a character. We'll see what will happen. Yeah. So let me execute. So again it is saying that, so error converting data type varchar. So what it is because of, so when you're passing integer over here itself it is throwing an error. Yeah, in the initial phase itself it will throw an error. It won't go and execute any of these queries. Yeah. So now what you need to do, we'll just make this again to check the data type into a varchar. I'll just make it as a varchar, and we'll see whether now it's a varchar, the value also varchar, right? Now we'll see whether my query will work or not. Yeah. So again I'm going with maybe debugging S process. Now if you see, it is giving like select star from my table name, and there is a open close brackets also, if you do remember. So then where class my column name, and also it is giving some value, right? Let's execute this query outside of the store closure, and we'll see whether it will execute or not. Obviously it won't, because it's a character, right? So now what's happening, as if it is an integer, if it is an integer, so no need to provide any single quote in a SQL query, correct? But let me take out the both the examples. I'll just copy this query again. Yeah. So in the previous example, we have passed the product table, and product ID is the integer data type, and we are passing an integer number. So there is no point to pass this single quotes, correct? Because it's an integer. So obviously it will give you the results, correct? But when I'm passing value for my varchar column, So definitely we'll keep the single quotes, right? Because it's a character, correct? But do I am getting the character single quotes by my character here? No, right? Whatever value I am passing over here for that, so I am not getting any single quotes, correct? But it should, right? It should come. So now what you need to do is you need to rewrite your query, or you need to change something in your query. Yeah. So another important point in the dynamic SQL, when you're writing a dynamic SQL, so you just need to remember that when it is a character value, so you also need to put a multiple single quotes. So let me show you now. You no need to convert it because already it's a varchar, right? Let me directly keep this value. Yes. Now we just need a single quote for this value, correct? Now what you need to do is to get that single quotes. So let me show you over here. So for an example, if I'm passing is a simple example. If I'm passing like this, select this one, the single quotes will be gone. I'll be getting like this. If I need a single quote for this entire string, so what you need to do is you need to put double single quotes here and here. Sorry, not double quote, single quotes. Yeah. 1 second. Yeah, like this. So now what will happen is, so these double single quotes are there, right? So this will get converted into one single quote, and then for this particular entire string, so it will be giving the result set. So let me show you the string which I am passing, right? Now why I am putting again a single quotes over here is, okay, yeah. So if you put these single quotes like this, now it will just convert as a one quote, and it will get append to my string. Yeah, so that is how it will act. So if I need again one more quote here, so again you need to put double quotes. Don't give any space, again space will come, and one more double quote here. If you see now, you will get double quotes here. So which means to get a single quote in the left hand side, you need to put two times. So let me show you once again here. So generally when you keep single quote for a character, so that single quote will get cancelled each other, and this is the output you will get. So if you need a single quote in the left hand and right hand side, you just need to put double single quotes, so that it will convert into one single quote and it will show you. Yeah. So like this. So if I need again one more single quote in the left and right hand side, you just need to put double single quotes in the left and as well as right. So you'll get now double quotes. So in the similar way, so you need to keep in your dynamic SQL as well. Yeah. So now what I will do is, before this, so we'll keep two double quotes, and after this we'll put two double quotes. Now not double quotes, single quotes. So just we'll see one, two, and then, so you should not directly put like this. So you should put plus, because you need to concatenate, because it's a variable, right? So for variables you should not directly keep the single quotes. So you just need to add plus and then concatenate. If you see till here, it is all the quotes whatever we are keeping, begin and end, it is fine, right? But whereas for these two things, so I just keep double single quotes here and double quote single quotes here. Now what will happen is, for my value whatever we are passing, character value, it will just append one single quote. Yeah. And we'll see now whether it will give him the data properly, query or not. Now let me execute this. Yeah, now you can see, yeah, still there is a single quote is missing. So maybe it's because of, again it required a one more single quote. Why? Because in the dynamic SQL, when you simply writing a single value, so there will be a different case. So you need to put double single quotes to get a single quote. But whereas in a dynamic SQL, so it requires one more single quote. Yeah, then only it can able to give you the proper result set. So we'll see why it's not giving and all. So I'll just keep one more single quote in the left as well as right, and we'll see what will. Okay, still it is throwing an error. Okay, let's see why it's not giving the results yet. Maybe we need to debug this. So still it is not giving any single code for this. Okay, I'll just add one more double quotes here and we'll see. Yeah, now it is coming. Yeah, so I'm thinking that as it is a variable, and so definitely it requires two times single quotes, then only it will be giving. So if it is a single value, like, see, it is a hard coded value, right? So to get this one, so only double quotes is required, is enough actually. So when you keep like this, so we'll get single quote here and there, right? But as it is a variable, so we just need to double it in the right hand side. In the left hand side, you no need to. Why? Because already there are multiple quotes here, right? You no need to keep multiple quotes here. Only one time is sorry, double time is required. And in the right hand side, you need to keep multiple times. Yeah, and we'll just alter it and will execute. Yeah, now it is a you're getting some single quotes here. Yeah, so always people will get confused with the single quotes or double quotes whenever they are writing the queries and all. No worries, you just keep on keep that single quotes over there and see, just print that select statement and see whether it is coming the single quotes or not. And if not, you just go and increase that quotes. Yeah, but whenever you are increasing, just make sure that, see, this should not come in red color. Yeah, so it means that codes are not sufficient there. You just keep on increase and see whether it will be giving the proper codes or not. Yeah, so let me execute and we'll be getting the codes, right? Now let's go with no option and execute. Now it's giving the proper results, right? So now the two things which you need to remember over here, it is an integer column, so definitely you need to convert that into a character to make sure all the characters whatever we are giving in the select query has to concatenate. And if it is a character value, so that should have definitely a single quote, so you need to put the single quotes up to there is a single quote in the value. Yeah, so this is how we can able to go and write a dynamic SQL. And yeah, next video I'm going to explain a complex scenario on top of this dynamic SQL. And yeah, thank you so much for watching my video, and stay tuned for more videos.